Okay, so this is the start of my first YouTube video that is not singing related. I have a couple videos up that were like for singing and shit. My floor is so messy. I didn't even really think this out. I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna film a YouTube video right now. Fuck it, you know, like I have nothing else better to do. The goal is for this channel to just be like things that I eat on a regular basis that are typically low FODMAP, gluten-free. I have celiac disease. So I want to make a YouTube channel kind of full of like clean eating, healthy foods, also just like vlogging. I've got a bunch of random shit that I enjoy doing. So why not put it up on the internet for everyone to watch? This is like way too, I gotta chill. I'm like so stiff right now. I definitely want my channel to be relaxed. I hope the camera can see. I can't see myself, so I hope this shows up. I am going to be making turkey burgers with sweet potato fries and pumpkin milkshakes, all low FODMAP and gluten-free, fueling the inner so that we can be our best outer mental selves. Am I in frame? Am I in frame? I am frame. I'm already fucking up. I tried to film me cutting potatoes, which was way more exciting than it sounds. Not really, actually. I just wanted to show you guys how I cut them like little French fries, but the video, I didn't click the record button. But basically, you just clean off your potatoes, cut them into shapes like these. It's pretty simple. And then what I like to do is I like to soak them for typically like an hour, but if you're in a rush, you can do like 30 minutes, and it just gets the starch out of them so that they taste more like fried French fries. Also, I like to get white sweet potatoes just because I feel like they taste a little bit more French fry-like, and they're still kind of sweet, but they tend to like cook better than the orange-looking sweet potatoes. Let me just really quick, I forgot to even say, I'm not a fucking chef, like at all by any means. This is just shit that mostly I've stolen from other people, like my mother, or online other platforms. This is mostly just about me wanting to post more of my life on the internet, more than I already do. It's not really about the food, is it? Is it, Hannah? Anyway, I'm not a chef. I just want to make that clear. Now we're going to drain these potatoes. If you were normal and wanted an easier way to do it, you would use a strainer, but because I don't like this strainer particularly, because it just doesn't hold everything, I'm going to use my hands and hope that I don't drop any this time. I usually do. I'm doing great. Nope, dropped one. We're gonna put it back in anyway because we can put water on it. I typically just use Chosen Foods avocado oil and spray it all over the pan and then on top of the fries, but you can use olive oil if you want. And then I take a handful of fries and just slap them on the pan. Nothing fancy. Then you're going to want to preheat your oven to 450 degrees. Some people do it a little bit less, but I like my fries to be super crispy. Once your oven is preheated, you're going to want to set a timer for 10 minutes and put them in. After 10 minutes, you're going to want to take them out and salt them and then scrape them off with a spatula. And I like to flip them individually so that they're cooked all the way through and thoroughly. Now that the fries are complete, you can eat them. And now it's time to make the pumpkin milkshake. Okay, what you're gonna need for the pumpkin milkshake is a milk or a milk alternative. I like using Elmhurst milked hazelnuts. Anything by Elmhurst is awesome because they don't put any weird shit in their milk. So no guar gum. Guar gum can be, you know, okay in some stuff, but this is just great because there's like no added sugars, no weird shit. It's literally just filtered water and hazelnuts. But they also have milked walnuts, cashews, oat milk, and a couple other ones, I think. Other things, of course, you're gonna need for a pumpkin milkshake, pumpkin spice, and then I also have this cinnamon sugar cookie spice that I like putting in mine. These are both Primal Pallet, and I got them off Thrive. Thrive is great. I have saved so much money from them. Sponsor me, Thrive. Next, obviously, you're gonna need some pumpkin. It is important that you get like pure pumpkin. Don't get any of the like weird canned pumpkin that has like squash and other shit in it, which you would be surprised a lot of them do that. I got this from Thrive, and you can pick this up at Kroger or whatever your local grocery store is. Next, I like to use stevia instead of sugar. This actually has some cane sugar in it though. It's organic cane sugar and organic stevia. I like stevia in the raw just because it's pure, straight up, just the stevia and cane sugar. I also have these sweet drops of stevia. You can get this off Thrive, or you can pick them up at Whole Foods. And it's just purified water, stevia, and natural flavors. Next, Xanthan Gum. My mom hates Xanthan Gum. She hates it. She thinks it's awful. I agree in some ways. I don't think it's great. A lot of times products will use it as a thickener. I use it in this just because I don't use real milk or heavy whipping cream or any ice cream in it. And in order to make it thicker, you do kind of need this. But if you add banana to it, which we're also going to do, you can add more of that to substitute for it. So it's not got that in it. This brings me to my next ingredient, banana. Freeze some bananas, let them get super ripe, almost brown, and throw them in the freezer, and it will make it taste so much better. And then last but not least, we've got vanilla extract. Obviously, you need a blender. I have a shitty blender, a really shitty blender. I think for Christmas I'm gonna ask for a Vitamix, but they're so expensive. But we've got the good old KitchenAid, which will do just nicely. Only nicely, not greatly. All right, first you're going to, I did not know this until recently actually. Apparently you're supposed to put liquids in first. I used to put in ice and all the hard stuff first, which would explain why my blender sounded like it was dying anytime I tried to make anything. So you're gonna put your liquids in first. 1.5 cups of milk. You can use water if you want. Hear me out, it sounds nasty, but sometimes I'll do half water and half of my milk if I'm running out, I don't have a lot. Cause this shit's expensive. This shit is $8. I'd be trying to preserve it. I'm gonna put half milk and the other half water. Then you're gonna wanna add about a teaspoon of this. I don't really measure it out just because I feel like I can kind of eyeball it, but I do like some vanilla in my shit. I could straight up eat pumpkin out of the can. I did last night, actually. Now you're gonna wanna add 2 tablespoons of pumpkin. Sometimes I add a little bit more though, just because I like a lot of pumpkin. This is very much sloppily done. I'm not getting exact measurements for this. This is one of those things you don't really have to be exact about. So I'm adding about 2.5 tablespoons of pumpkin. And then I add a decent amount of spice. I also don't measure this out. I'm just realizing that I'm not really measuring any of this out. A dash is what I would say to put in it, but a dash for me is a lot. It smells so good already. Then you're gonna add your banana. I like to put a whole banana. But like I said before, if you don't wanna add xanthan gum to it, you can add a banana and a half, and it'll make it just a little bit thicker and creamier. Frozen banana plain is elite. Now I'm gonna add a dash of this cinnamon sugar cookie, which just has maple sugar and cinnamon. Next, we're gonna put in the xanthan gum. I put about 1/4 teaspoon. You don't really need a lot. We're gonna add the stevia. I put 2 packets of stevia. It's also very much preference based. This is not a super, this is just kind of a healthy alternative way of making a pumpkin fall treat. The only thing that's really needed in this is banana or xanthan gum to make it thick. I'm just not realizing I probably should have like filmed, I feel like maybe I should have filmed the actual like blender and me putting stuff in it, but whatever. Now that we've got this, we're gonna set it on the KitchenAid. Last two things you're gonna do is add about 7 to 8 cubes of ice and just a tiny bit of salt, and then we're gonna blend it up. Now my favorite part at the end, if you have whipped cream or almond whipped cream or whatever alternative you want, I don't have any right now, so I'm just going to add some more spice. And then I saved some fries. You're gonna want to take your sweet potato fries, dip it in the milkshake, fire. So fucking good. It is literally so fucking good. I never used to eat shit like this, partly because I thought that it wouldn't taste good. I thought that nothing was better than a Dairy Queen pumpkin blizzard, which a Dairy Queen pumpkin blizzard is fucking phenomenal. But there are healthier ways to make it at home, and it's really not that hard. Another reason why I didn't do this kind of shit was because I thought that it would be so difficult. And although it does take more time and you are gonna have to clean up, doing this shit is so rewarding and it makes you feel good. Oh my God, got some spice. I inhaled. I definitely encourage everyone to at least try and make something for yourself at home, because I used to think that it was impossible. I never cooked for myself. I bought heat up meals at Kroger on a daily basis. That was what I would eat. Even, you know, being gluten-free, like I never really cooked for myself until like this year, and it's really amazing, honestly. So I hope you enjoy this and let me know if you try it. Fire.